In this week's episode, our guest host Darren Lee travels to Brackley, England to talk about the famed Silver Arrow.
Hey guys, join me as I speak to Mr. Nick Fry. He is the CEO of Mercedes-AMG PETRONAS Formula 1 team. He's going to give me the lowdown on the F1 W03 Silver Arrow. So let's go.
And I travel to Spain to talk to Hafiz Sharin, who is making his presence felt in the Campeonato de España de Velocidad Buckler.
Hola! I'm in the coastal city of Barcelona to catch up with Petronas Raceline Malaysia's Hafiz Sharin to find out how does it feel to race in the Spanish Championship. So stick around.
Hola, I'm Hafiz Sharin and you are watching Motorsport at Petronas.
The 2012 Formula 1 UBS Chinese Grand Prix was Nico Rosberg's 111th Formula 1 start, and it comes 111 years after Mercedes' first win at the 1901 Nice Speed Weeks. It is also the first win for a Works Silver Arrow since the 1955 Italian Grand Prix that was held on September 11th in Monza. This brings the total number of Mercedes-Benz's Grand Prix wins to 90.
So this, ladies and gents, is the home of the Mercedes-AMG PETRONAS Formula 1 team. It's located in Brackley, England, just 12 kilometers from the legendary Silverstone circuit. But let's not waste any more time, guys. We have Mr. Nick Fry, the CEO of Mercedes-AMG PETRONAS Formula 1 team, and he's waiting to talk to us about the car that made history. Congratulations on the team's performance so far. You've had two drivers on the podium. How did that feel?
Yeah, it's been good so far this year, but we still hope for better. Obviously, winning in China was a big thing for the team. Clearly, winning is what Formula 1 teams are all about, and to win in China, which obviously is such a prestigious and big country, very important to all our partners, and that was a big thing for us.
That's great. So in China, after 57 years, the Silver Arrow struck again. How did it feel to bring back that classic car and win a race in such a sweeping victory?
I think for all of us, there's a lot of emotion about racing. It's very technical. We spend all our time on tiny details, but you must never forget this is sport. And also we're making history. Mercedes-Benz is one of the greatest brands in the world. I think if you look at the statistics, it's always in the top 10 best known brands on this planet. So to be able to come back with Mercedes-Benz after such a long period of time, before I was born, and to win again is great for all of us, and is great to see the emotion of the people in Mercedes-Benz. I think all our partners are passionate about racing, and I see that in the executives of Petronas, and it's just nice to be able to give great pleasure and add something to the history books. So yeah, to be remembered.
Great. Let's talk a little bit about Petronas and Mercedes. Can you tell us or explain the partnership between the two companies?
Yeah, I think the partnership has two parts, and they are equally important, or maybe even the technical partnership is more important than the commercial partnership. Clearly, there's a branding aspect to this. Formula 1 is, one of the biggest entertainments in the world. We have more than 600 million people who will consistently watch Grand Prix racing over the course of the year. And so in terms of the audience, it's up there with the Soccer World Cup or the Olympic Games. Obviously, we're operating on a global basis. In reality, very few sports are really global. The English Premiership is shown all over the world, but actually the games are only played in one country, whereas we travel around the world, you know, between March and November. So the branding opportunity, the opportunity to expose Malaysia and PETRONAS to the world is huge, and that's clearly very important. But I think even more important is the technical relationship. Clearly, Formula One is a very technical sport, and you know what we are doing together is being able to showcase PETRONAS technology in lubricant area, in the fuel area, in front of this large audience. And what it does is it grows the technical expertise in both companies. What it also does, of course, is allow PETRONAS to have the opportunity to have a relationship with Daimler and to sell products to Mercedes-Benz. What is also happening is a building of a relationship with AMG, which of course is the performance area of Mercedes-Benz, and that allows again the PETRONAS brands to be shown in the highest possible place in a 6.3 litre super sports car. So, you know, there are very significant benefits for both Mercedes-Benz and PETRONAS in the relationship. And again, we're at the stage of development where we've made good steps forward. You know, we see this as a real close relationship, and we hope it's one that will continue for many years to come.
Well, that is all from us, and we hope for the best for you and your team. I'm very sure that your fans in Malaysia will be rooting for your team this year.
Thank you very much indeed.
I'm here with Mr. Andrew Shovlin, Chief Race Engineer of Mercedes AMG PETRONAS Formula One team. Do you think that the double DRS has contributed to the success of the team so far?
Well, it certainly helps the car. The DRS system in general was introduced to Formula One to improve overtaking. The double DRS was just a way that we worked out of getting a bit more performance, so you lose a bit more drag when you're overtaking, and you've obviously got the benefit of that in qualifying.
Now, is there a reason why the front of the car, the nose, cannot be higher than 55 centimeters?
Yep, that's all in the FIA regulations. Now, the reason they've got that in there is that people were moving the nose of the car higher and higher to try and increase the volume underneath the car for the aerodynamics, try and get more flow going through to the barge boards. Now, the problem was that those noses had started to creep up above the height of the cockpit, so that presented a danger to the drivers if you ever had a side impact. So the FIA will often look at how the cars are evolving, and when they see any areas that become safety critical, they'll implement a regulation, often at very, very short notice, to bring that down. And the reason you get the step in the nose this year is that people still want the chassis high. They want to get this volume under the car, but they've been told to put the nose low, and the two don't quite come together. So it's not the prettiest solution, but it's a fast solution, and that's why you've seen just about every team go down that route.
When it comes to designing a new car for a new season, which component would you focus first?
Well, when you design a new car, the first thing you do is you decide on the layout. And the important bits of the layout are what's the wheel, so where the front and the rear wheel go, where the engine's going to sit, how long the gearbox is, where the chassis finishes, where the fuel cell's going to be. And you design all of those fundamentals. And then from there, you're looking at packaging everything you want into the space you've created. The problem is that everyone, early in the design phase, needs to know where their bit finishes. And so for that reason, you have this sort of fluid phase where you're setting out all the sort of key coordinate points. And then from then, those are frozen, probably 10 months before the car actually runs. And then you get on with all the detailed design within those constraints.
Okay. This year's issue, degradation of the tires. It has affected the driver's driving style and even the car itself. What have you guys done to design the car to accommodate this wear and tear of the tires?
Well, we've been working a lot on design of things like suspension, looking at how you can make that more suited to the tyres themselves. A lot of it is about managing the temperature in the tyre, but one of the biggest factors has been the driver, and educating the drivers in how to conserve the tyres has been a key factor. So in qualifying, you can go flat out and take the maximum grip out of them. But in the race, the best way to do a 20-lap stint isn't to be on the limit every lap. If you did that, you'd find you get 3 good laps and then start to drop off.
When a driver and a car is having the perfect race, would you say that that would be a reflection of the synergy between all departments?
Absolutely, and you know, this year is ultra competitive, and you know, you only win races this year if you're having a perfect weekend, and that's where the driver and the car and the tyres are all being used correctly, along with the engine, which is a very important part of the package these days. So it is difficult, and you've got so many teams within a few tenths of a second that one slip up, you lose a bit of pace, and you can't really get that back within a race.
It's a very special feeling when you've just witnessed history being written. And the F1 W03 Silver Arrow did just that this year. And what a sweet ride it is.
Okay guys, so the best thing to do if you have a puncture, if you have a tyre puncture, slow down, you know, carefully, don't brake too hard, don't decelerate too hard, slow down carefully pull off to a safe place to stop on the road and then get it repaired. Just stay calm, you know, don't react too hard, don't brake too hard, just do things calmly, get into a safe place and yeah, get it fixed.
Barcelona's love for motorcycles is evident when it has the highest ratio of motorcycles per capita in Europe. You get to see gentlemen in expensive suits riding alongside young co-eds and stiletto-heeled businesswomen on the all-efficient scooters. And don't get me started on the bigger powered bikes. The sheer numbers commuting on 2 wheels makes my interest in riding a passing fascination.
A few Spanish bike manufacturers like Osa, Derby, Montesa and Baltaco are internationally recognized, but in reality, there are more than 150 motorcycle manufacturers in Catalan alone. Big budget factories and your mum and pop workshops all do it for the love of 2 wheels.
I'm on my way to the Gothic Quarter to meet up with Hafiz and go check out Barcelona's very own motorcycle museum. Ooh, it's going to be exciting!
A dream of an avid 2-wheel aficionado, a mechanic and a reputable restorer, this privately owned museum is run by the Mario Soler Private Motorbike Museum Foundation. In 2011, the foundation opened its second museum right here in Barcelona, with the first being in Barcela, the hometown of Mario Soler.
Wow, so that was pretty interesting. So much about Spain's motorcycle history, right?
Yes.
You like it?
Yeah, I like.
Shall we go for a drink?
Yes.
Joe, let's go. So this is your first year racing in the Spanish Championship, and racing in Spain and in Asia is different altogether. And you've had a good season so far, placing 5th in the first round and clocking the fastest lap in Jerez. Congratulations. How do you manage to adapt and make that transition so quickly?
Before the race, have one test pre-season test, and then I try to learn with the bike, also the track, and then try to work together with the new mechanic, and then so far so good. I like the new team.
And Jerez, I heard it was raining.
In raining also helped me do the faster lap because the raining coming, and then I like racing in raining.
You like racing in the rain? Wow! What are your expectations coming into this championship?
I come race in Spanish Championship. I want to try to target top 5 all the race, and then I want to try to go to the podium 2 or 3 times.
Okay, Spain is known to produce great riders.
Yes.
Why do you think the Spanish boys have this advantage?
Because the Spanish start before than Malaysia. I think because in Spain have many riders, senior and then also very talented rider, and then the young rider can take the experience from senior rider, and then Malaysia
It's getting better.
Yeah, it gets better.
Okay, so how long do you plan to stay in this championship?
My plan is I think 2 years, because after 2 years I want to race in MotoGP.
Okay. Well, in Spain, you have a new team now with you that consists mostly of Spanish engineers. How do you find working with them? And it must be a drastic change from what you're used to.
For the first time, a little bit difficult. And then the next, better. And then I work new mechanic in Spain. And then new team, all new crew. I think the good work relationship good with mechanic.
Nice. And is your lucky number 55? Because I see that you still kept that number. What is the significance of that number?
I choose the 55 because my birthday number, 5th May. And then I like the number because easy, the 5-5, and then not, but the rider use this number.
Tell us a little bit about your bike specifications. What's the difference between the bike that you used to race in during your stint in the ARRC and the current bike that you're racing in?
My bike, compared with the old bike, is the ARC bike. I think different a lot because the chassis not same, made from factory FTR, and then also the engine from Honda. And then the tires full slick, and then also the racing fairing very light, and then also the bike weight only 140. The ARC bike is standard engine from Yamaha, and then the chassis standard only the weight 160, and then I think Moto2 is better, more light.
Was it easy for you to adapt to the new bike? How long did it take you, Ra?
The new bike, I think not too much difficult for learn the bike. I think because before race, I have a training 2 or 3 days for learn the bike, and then now the bike comfortable with me.
Okay, so you travel halfway across the globe to realize your dream to one day race in the MotoGP. What inspires you to stay true to your goal?
From young, I love motorbike, and then because my dad is mechanic, and then my dream, I want to go to the MotoGP. I'm here to achieve my dream.
Wow, congratulations in advance.
Thank you. Yeah.
Here, this to winning, yeah?
This is Circuit de Catalunya in Montmeló, the home of MotoGP's Grand Premi Aperol de Catalunya since 1992. This circuit is known for its long straights and high-speed corners, which makes it a good pre-season testing ground. We're here for round 4 of Campeonato de España de Velocidad Buckler. This is a typical day at the office for Hafiz Sharin. We managed to have a chat with Hafiz's CEV team manager.
Nuestra primera impresión al ver a Hafiz, primero vimos un chico muy joven, pero a la vez en su cara pues, venía con unas ganas de demostrar y demostrar su valía, ¿no? Entonces pues, preparamos un entreno, en aquel tiempo había unas condiciones un poco frías para poder entrenar, un poco a persas, y bueno, el primer día pues, ya vimos que se aplicaba, que tenía algo especial para poder ir en moto y realmente lo hizo muy bien, ¿no? Pero bueno, después de pasar este entreno decidimos esperar para no sacar ninguna conclusión y esperar al siguiente, ¿no? Entonces pues realmente nos llevamos una grata sorpresa cuando fueron pasando entrenos, su línea ascendente, su capacidad de aprender rápida. Bueno, y hasta ahora pues así lo está demostrando, ¿no? Tiene una capacidad y un talento especial para ir en moto, sobre todo de donde viene. Para él es difícil, ha sido difícil acoplarse aquí en un ambiente, hemos intentado que sea un ambiente familiar y a la vez profesional. Y realmente estamos muy contentos y muy satisfechos de sus resultados hasta ahora. Pues la primera capacidad que le veo y sobre todo muy importante es que tiene la capacidad suficiente para aprender muy rápido, muy rápido. Tenemos que pensar que aquí hay otro nivel diferente al nivel que puede haber en Asia. Él, sobre todo, me he quedado impresionado de la capacidad que tiene de aprender muy rápido. Tiene una capacidad de gestionarse el fin de semana en la carrera realmente buena, muy buena. Tiene el punto de agresividad que se necesita para poder competir con pilotos en esta categoría con una amplia experiencia. Y yo creo que realmente el motivo de todo esto, yo creo que es el trabajo que hay detrás, ¿no? Él llegó con muy buena base y realmente tengo que agradecer a Barry, a Eddie, a su entorno, porque realmente tiene una buena base, ha traído una buena base a Europa para poder ser competitivo aquí.
What Hafiz has taught me today is that with hard work, perseverance and just a pinch of luck, you can get to where you want to be. At the rate this young man is going, I can't wait to see what the future holds for him. The possibilities are endless. Thank you for joining me, Julie Woon, right here on Motorsports at PETRONAS.
Okay, kegunaan gear shifter ni menggunakan gear tanpa menggunakan kelas dan hanya digunakan di litar lumba, tidak boleh digunakan di jalan raya.
Don't forget to log on to www.petmos.com.my if you want to find out more about your favorite teams, drivers and race results.
On the W1 F1 on the W1 6548989 ABCD Sesame Street.
Motorcycles in the whole of right?
Kegunaannya pada motor apa benda ni? Kacau pula.